Good evening, friends. Good evening. Good evening and welcome, of course, to Littleport Village Hall, this wondrously warm and dry Thursday evening. All right, maybe it's a wonderful Thursday evening, not the others, but never mind. We're here, that's all that counts. Welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists this fine Thursday night. Thank you all for turning out in this terrible weather. For those that have never been before, you might notice that there is a big screen behind me. Don't panic, the camera's always facing that way. But we are joined by lots of lovely people who couldn't make it from all around the world, actually. All the way from Wales with cousin Edwina, and there's one sitting in the corner of the hall there just now as well. But hello to everyone at home, of course. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And hello to everyone who has kept us all warm and going here in this hall. And of course, no Thursday evening would be complete without something called a medium. Someone who has practiced for many, many years to unite this world with the spirit world, to prove that life is eternal, communicate with those that we love and thought we had lost, but have not. And tonight, it is my pleasure to welcome our medium for this evening, the lovely Linda Ray. I always look forward to Linda coming because she always adds a splash of colour, and it's only a slight shade away from the usual tone of our church, so it all ties in so wonderfully well. So thank you. I know we were talking before we started and Linda said, well, I was going to try and wear something purple, but I wanted to wear my jumper so tough. And I think that's absolutely perfect and absolutely right. Wrap up warm in this weather. But thank you, Linda, and I know we're going to have a great night. And of course, the night is no different to how it normally is. I know. Purple is something of a theme, it seems, you know. We never did it deliberately. It was never deliberate. It just happened. Well, somebody might have been a little bit deliberate with their organising of tablecloths and things, but that's another story. But there we are. Tonight we will have healing, philosophy, spirituality, and upliftment. We have a reading from Reverend Alan, who is sitting somewhere waiting in the wings. There he is. He's just waved. You can't see it, but I can. So we've got Reverend Alan waving in the wings. We've got Tony, who's going to be leading the healing tonight, as ever. You are, aren't you? You know, you are, aren't you? There you go. That's more confident. You know, that's more confident. I joke, I would never make anybody do anything, other than Barry, of course, who always gets caught out looking away when I turn to look at him. But at least he hasn't accused me publicly and vocally this week of being Winston Churchill. Yet. You might have noticed, my friends, especially those that have never been before, we do like having a sense of humour. We like a joke, we like a laugh. Life is tumultuous enough as it is without adding to it by being serious all the time. We're serious when we need to be. The rest of the time, let's just have a giggle and a laugh and raise the vibrations, because that's what life is about. But of course, one of our other traditions and one of our normalcies, of course, is opening this service in prayer. So let's join together and say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to unite under your banner of love, of hope, and of friendship, to witness your proof and your truth that life is indeed eternal. So as we place this service in your care and keeping, we make the statement as ever that everything we do is in the name of love, truth, and light. Amen. Of course, this is the point, friends, where we talk about spiritualist philosophy. Spiritualist philosophy can be many and wondrous things. But one thing I do know is that it always ends with this stuff. Cup of tea. because there's many phrases where you can include tea. Rich tea and sympathy. Cup of tea will get you sorted. Cup of tea will get you warmed up. But in this way of life, I was always reminded when it comes to grammar as well as spirituality. Spirit ends with T, quite literally. And so we always have. Because spirituality and philosophy thereof doesn't have to be fancy words and complicated sentences. It doesn't have to be flowery or pretty or mad. It can just be about life. I could sit here and read from Shakespeare. I could read Tennyson. I could read the Bible. Of course I could. Does it connect with the moment? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. What we need in this world is simplicity. What we need in this world is honesty. I was talking to someone last night, a medium who was working, and she said, "It is my dream to change the world." And of course, it would be nice if everyone loved one another, but they don't. I want to teach the world that love is a wonderful thing. As many people as possible, but preferably everybody. And she made everyone laugh. And she lifted up the emotions of the moment. Because laughter really does help. Just like a cup of tea. And the one thing I've always been told is that laughter can be the best medicine. Now, it depends on who's telling the joke. Some of mine are pretty wayward, some of mine are pretty out there, and some of mine are slightly less red than my shirt, but that's another story. Think about it. But humour matters. Laughter matters. You can always tell when somebody's happy because they're smiling. You can always tell when somebody's not happy because they're either frowning or they're smiling. Because there's an old phrase, the tears of a clown. You never really can tell if someone's happy or sad. I know I said you can, but I was fibbing to see if anyone questioned me. And I know that nobody did, but I saw the looks on many faces. Not so sure about that one, Nick. And you're absolutely right. Because some people will use laughter to cover up their tears. Some people will use laughter to cover up their pain. But my friends, you look into someone's eyes and you can tell whether they're laughing or not. I was very fortunate today to catch up with an old friend, a very mutual old friend, as we was discussing earlier. He used to work in a place where I worked, selling potatoes. And he used to make up silly songs. Some of them were about me. And no, I'm definitely not sharing them from the platform. Only because they're about me. Not because of the content. But one thing that I always relied upon from him was his humour. Even when things were bad and things were difficult, his humour would pick me up. There were many people in that factory and in that office that ran that factory, and each person brought something unique, even the ones that the others didn't get on very well with. But there was someone who was kind and compassionate. There was someone who was funny and silly, but very, very clever. There was someone who was really, really organised and sensible, but also, once again, had a bit of a daft sense of humour, especially when it came to an elastic band. Used to use it to keep his brain in when he was having a bad day. You can show him that one later. There was somebody there who was always slightly aggressive, but was always the defender of everyone. There was always somebody in that room with a certain point of view to make it a complete picture. And it had a great impact on me. Because I always think of that when I look round in this wondrous hall. Look at it, it's lovely, it's bricks, it's mortar, wonderful floors, lovely roof, wonderful lights, great curtains, but it's nothing without you. Each and every personality in this room makes this church what it is. Whether you've been coming 5 minutes or 5 years or 5 decades, you are more important than the roof. Yes, even with the rain falling today. Because it is your personalities, your emotions, your compassions, your jokes, your smiles, your laughter, your love that makes this place what it is. With the laughter, with the tears, with the seriousness and the sensibility, and even Barry. He knew that one was coming, so it's all right. We always have a little bit about that. Especially when he calls me Winston Churchill. But the most important thing to remember, my friends, is that compassion, love, and laughter are the very glue that hold the bricks of anything together. So worry not about location and lighting. Worry not about paint and fabric. Worry about who's around you. Always make sure that there's someone around you that knows how to really make you laugh. And not just one of those silly little laughs from the back of your throat. Someone who can make you laugh from your feet all the way up. Make sure there is someone in your life like that. Because I promise you, life will be much lighter, much filled with laughter, and much filled with love. So no fancy words, no quotes from science fiction, no quotes from Babylon 5. Actually, competition time, there was a quote from Babylon 5 in there. I'm just not going to tell you what it is. If you can find it out, I'll buy you a coffee next week. But remember, keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep each other laughing. God bless you all, and thank you for listening. And I will just say, because now I'm able to see it, you see, hello to Shelley, and hello to Tony, and hello to Valerie, and hello to Paul, and I know cousin Edwina's up there as well. So hello to everyone there. And of course, now we're going to do some magic. We have a special incantation to summon up an entity for our next part of our service. And all you have to do is shout out the words, Reverend Alan, are you there? And then suddenly and mystically, he will raise up behind me and speak. That's the panto for Christmas, yes. And so after 3, 1, 2, 3, Reverend Alan, are you there?
I certainly am, Reverend Nick. Good evening, Littleport. Good evening, everybody watching. I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful evening. I have got a reading for tonight. It's called The Valley by Jody M. Kusera. I'm frightened by the enormity of the mountains that surround me, blinded by the darkness of troubles of which the end I cannot see. I am drowned in worry and my soul is weary. These burdens I can no longer carry. This is known as the valley, a place of deep despair. With no hope in sight, I fall to my knees in prayer. Lord, of all the dark and
Alan,
in
you're breaking.
that man, he said, my child, so the valley can be painful, it is a place of beauty, for it is in these moments you experience me fully. It's here where I hear your cries, and where faithlessness dies. It's a place of low-lying rivers where your thirst can be quenched, and green pastures that offer you a place to reflect. It's a place where I'll carry you when you cannot take another step, and I'll tell you about the tears I collected as you wept. It's a place where you'll learn perseverance, and one where you'll discover your purpose. It's a journey where testimonies are made, and one where, when you look back, you will sing my praise. So no matter how painful, look for the beauty. Just open your eyes, for it is then that you will see me walking by your side. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Alan. Now, we had a little bit of a signal glitch there, Alan. So do you have a copy that you could share onto the church page for us at some point?
I will do my very best.
Bless you. Even if you take a photo of the printout, people will still be able to read it.
Yeah.
But that's the joys of being able to do those things. We can always catch up with I think it was only a couple of lines that we missed, to be fair. So
Yeah.
we certainly got the gist of it when you came back. So Reverend Alan, thank you. You're back with us next week, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Yes. So
and the week
that
after,
means.
And the week after, because I am down for 10 days.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Fabulous. So we get him twice in a row live. There we go. But yes, so you're here next week, which means not this Sunday, but the Sunday after it will be the Drum Healing Circle. More about that in the notices because it's different this time.
Yes,
and I know everyone's going to have a wonderful, wonderful time over in Mildenhall.
That is going to be absolutely awesome. There's we are going to be drumming by the fire pit.
Fabulous.
There's loads of different types of healing going on in the teepees. There's two teepees on site. So yeah, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day.
Fabulous. Excellent stuff, sir. Well, thank you ever so much, Alan. And we will see you in the flesh next week. But for now, everyone, Reverend Alan. Thank you, mate. Well, friends, now is the time in our service when we do another concept of spirituality and spiritualism, that of healing. So I am now going to hand over to the wonderful Tony, our healing leader. So healers, those who want to give healing, get ready, and I will join you at the side of the hall, waiting instruction 2, after I have read the prayer for him. Unless you want to do your one again. No, okay. I can stand here and read it from here, can't I? Actually, no, I can't. Hang on.
No, you can't, because you need that.
There you go.
Have I got to do it all now? No. Oh, okay, thank you. So it changes every week. For those who would like some healing, just put your hand up, stay where you are. Thank you. For those of you who can heal and would like to, Hannah's already there. Barry, can you do the lady behind you? And there was another lady in the back row. Yeah. Phil, do you want to? Oh, that's all right. It's okay. Sam's going. Fine.
There you go.
Phil, could you? I was going to say take this, but that one. Not at all. Communities are formed. Communities grow. Love grows. Where compassion exists, compassion also grows. And it is written in virtually all texts that are considered sacred by those of us who follow this path, that healing, love and compassion are at the centre and the focus of the world of spirit and the Great Spirit. And for those who want love, compassion gather in the name of the Great Spirit. Healing is wanted, healing is needed, and healing grows. We join here today to send out our thoughts and ask for healing for those present, all those who will hear these words and those who need it. So, Great Spirit, hear us, please.
Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, here we bring unto you all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. This we ask for those we know, for those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen.
You can close yourselves down.
Thank you, Tony. And I promise to taper the music a little bit more next time. That needs a little bit of a tweak, but we're getting there. Well done to all of our healers. Thank you to Phil, to Sam, to Hannah, to Barry, and of course to Tony. And thank you all. I hope that helps. And so, as promised, look at that. Look at our timing. We're getting good at this. As promised, the next part of our evening is that wonderful communication with the world of spirit to prove that life is eternal. And of course, I want you to give a big Littleport welcome, not just because she deserves it, but to give me time enough to swap the microphone over because we've only got one. So keep it going until I'm done, please. But of course, in all seriousness, give a loud, raucous, uplifting welcome to our medium for this night, the lovely Linda Ray! Where are we going to put it? Oh, I do. I've been keeping my eye out all night. There you go.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. Am I in the right place? I'm not going to...
Yeah, he'll follow you around.
Oh, okay. Okay. Trying to follow them because I've had energy with me since I sat down, and it's like, whoa. Okay. It's lovely to see you all on this horrible rainy night. Some of you know me, some of you know how I work, so I will come to you. I don't chuck it out there, basically. That's me, it's coming out on me again, isn't it? So I just have to find out where I'm going. Right, okay, where do you want me to go? Can I work with you, please, lady at the back in the beige coat? Yeah. I got drawn to you actually when you first came in, and I wasn't sure if I was coming to you or if they wanted me. They don't normally get anyone ready because they're all behind me. But as you sat down, it was almost like, right, I need to come to this lady. Would you understand, please, I have a grandmother in spirit with you? Okay. She comes through quite, I want to say she makes me feel as if there's something going on around you at the minute. And I feel that she's coming in actually to try to give you some strength. Would you understand that? Okay. You're a very private person. You don't give very much away, do you? You understand that? Don't worry, I'm not going to get any skeletons out of the cupboard. But but she just wants to make me feel that you've got to make some decisions, and you would understand that you're in a bit of in a position at the moment where you don't know whether to sort of do what you're supposed to be doing. Does that make sense? You understand? Oh, good. I kind of feel with her, she would have come in when she was here. She's not a very tall lady. I'm really quite nicely rounded, and she gives me this, but she was very family orientated, and that was really important to her when she was here. But she was also very like to know what was going on in everybody's life. I'm putting it as best way I can. And I feel that this is the reason why she's actually coming in with you. Now, I know that you have been asking for help, and they are hearing you, but there are things that you are asking for that you haven't told anybody else yet. Would you understand that? Okay. They just want you to know that they are actually listening to you, and they are trying to work with you. Now, I'm aware of spirit around you. Would you understand that as well, please? Because I feel that someone comes in and plays with your hair. You often feel someone doing this with your hair. Don't do not sures. Hang on a second. If you're not feeling it now, then look for it to come, if that makes sense. But what I get with this is just to let you know that sometimes you feel so alone. Would you understand that? And you can be around a whole group of people, but you feel very alone sometimes. And I feel this is what is coming in. It's really just to say to you that, you know, we are here, and we can support you. But the trouble is sometimes we ask for help, but we don't ask for it in the right way. And like you say, with spirit and our angels, they cannot help us unless we give them permission. You understand? So it's no good saying, please help me. You need to let them know kind of what they need to help you with. Okay? They're not all mind readers at the minute. All right? But I do feel when she comes in, she was a very busy lady. Would you understand that? A really busy lady. And it's almost as if she's really just wanting to come over to you and just give you this great big hug. But I don't feel she was a very huggy person when she was here. Would that make sense? Because she's I couldn't do it when I was here, but I really want to try and do it now, if that makes sense. So she is sending that love to you. But I also feel with you that it's like there wasn't such a close connection. Would you understand that? So we do question when someone comes in that we're not close to, why are they coming in? Well, they can, right? They can even come in if they don't even know you. It just depends. And I feel that's what she's coming in for. A bit like saying to you, to sort of like step up, okay, and make the choices that you need to make. You understand me? And you don't need to hesitate. I get what they're giving me at the minute is you got to learn to say no a little bit. There's a lot of yeses and not enough nos, and that's causing a few problems. Would you understand that? Okay. You've got 3 children? Sorry? 2. They're giving me 3. Now let me see what they mean. Okay. Would you understand a child in spirit with you? Or around you? There is a child that is around you in spirit. So would not have touched earth. Well, I can't change that because they're not going to let me change that. You certainly don't want another one, do you? So I didn't think you would. Okay. I can't get away with the 3. Those are your 2? End one's yours. Okay. But you would understand that she just gave me this 3rd child. So I'm going to have to leave that with you. They will not let me take it back. So that tells me, if not, there is a child coming. Okay? Within the family or close around you. All right. They just give me that kind of a feeling. Okay, would you understand the name of George, please? And he's in spirit, not side of the family. You need to look outside the box on this one. Don't look close to family. So I'm going to give you the names whether you can take them or not, because sometimes it's when we get home we suddenly find the name. But I've got a George that I feel is in spirit, and I kind of feel it's on your father's side, okay, because he comes in, but it's just being called out to say, I'm here, if that makes sense, okay? Now, would you also understand that spiritually, you haven't been involved in this for a long time? It's really quite new to you. Does that make sense? And you're really not quite sure what's being said to you as well sometimes. Do you understand that? Okay. The best way to do that is just keep coming. They have wonderful mediums here all the time, so you'll get the gist of what you can and can't say, if that makes sense. But I just feel with your nan at the minute as she comes in, wanting to give you that strength. You understand? Okay. But I'm also getting tears as well, please. And there's been quite a lot of tears behind closed doors as well. She's acknowledging that. But she's just saying, if you can just be who you are. Okay. She just wants you to be who you are and not try to be something you're not. Would you understand what she means by that? Sorry? Okay. Okay, give it to me again. Would you understand what she wants you to do is to better yourself? You understand that, don't you? I know you do. Yeah, because you're saying she does. But I feel that you want to better yourself and have a better understanding of all of this as well. You get that, right? But I feel that she was like that. But in your family, going back probably, if you look into it, you will see that there's been some spiritual things going on in your family, and you can understand that. So if you look back at that, grab your books and have a little read up, and you will be fine. But I just need you to know that she's there with you, and she's just trying to give you that strength in order for you to make the choices that you need to make. And I'm giving you 3 to 6 months that you'll be doing this, okay? And they're good changes, but you've got to stop putting yourself down, because that's one of your biggest faults, I'm afraid. You need to not be putting yourself down. You understand that? But this lady is giving her a lot of love that she couldn't give when she was here. You understand, okay? I'm also wanting to give you some tulips. She's giving me a load of tulips to give to you. And I feel that's a memory link somewhere as well. But she just wants to see more of you smiling and not crying, so to speak. Because sometimes you just feel as if you just don't know which way to turn. But they're there. So acknowledge them, that they're there, and you will get that strength back. Does that make sense? But I'm just going to leave her love. I know I'm going to try and get around a few more for you if I can. Okay, so please know she's there. So when you feel that, just acknowledge her and say, hey man, I know you're there. You understand me? But talk to them and tell them what you want and ask them for their help, and it will come for you. Okay, but you've got a beautiful light around you, and it just needs to glow a little bit more. All right, so thank you so much for working with me. Thank you. I can feel that. Okay, where are you taking me? Tony, I have no idea. I know nothing about you, but for some reason I have to come to you, okay? Sorry. I know. Stop it. Okay. Tony, as I want to connect with you, please, I don't know who I've got at the minute, but I know my team are here at the moment as well. And it's something to do with the healing that you do, if you would understand. Would you understand? I know you've got an Indian that works with you, but but there's another one. Does it make sense? Yes. Okay, because there's another one that's kind of is either working with you now or is looking to come in and work with you. But it's the power that I can feel within this energy. You understand? But sometimes you feel as if I've got so much to do that I haven't got the time. Do you understand what I mean? And it's a bit like, I know you send a lot of healing absently, they're making me very aware of that. And there is a great deal of thanks coming to you for that. Yeah. But this Indian, he's really quite big. He's really very, very powerful. And he's kind of making me, if I could stand up, I'm going to be up here somewhere, literally. That's how he makes me feel. But I just feel with him, though, the strength of a bear. Okay, he's just giving me that strength. But it would also say to you is the courage of your conviction is you're put my teeth back in, sorry. You're going somewhere with this healing of yours, you understand? And they're giving me travel with you. Now, I know he's probably going to kill me because he says I can't do without you, but there is some travel coming in and you would understand, okay? And you've been, shall I, shan't I? Or can I do it, kind of thing. And they're giving me that, yes, you can. You need to be doing this, okay? I feel, I'm just going to give it to you, but they are making me feel as if I'm in awe of the energy that you portray through you for spirit. It is an amazing gift that you have. I've had it for a long time. But it seems to be, okay, all right. It seems to be that it's expanding. That's the only way that I can put it, if you understand that it is actually expanding. And it's a wonderful thing, but I just see so many colours around you as well. But it's just that is you. Would that make sense? It's something that is your life. And if you could just do that for the rest of however long you are here, you would do that every single day. Does that make sense? But it's just wanting to let you know that we are here. I know you feel us. But I want to say I don't feel that he's made a full connection just yet, but he's coming, if that makes sense, okay? And I just feel he's a bit of a joker as well, all right? And it's a bit like saying, no matter how far you try and run, we're going to be running with you, not behind you. So it is there for you, if that makes sense, okay? You have the most wonderful healing gift, and you emanate such energy with it. So I'm blessed to be in your company is how it's making me feel. But just continue doing what you're doing because it's incredible. Does that make sense? And they want to give me 2 feathers to give to you as well. I could just see in the back of your head. I know you're not a warrior as such. You have been a warrior. But it's like they're giving you an extra 2 feathers for whatever reason, okay? So I'm just going to leave that with you. I'm sorry. Have I got anyone for him or not? Would you understand a father in spirit? I wasn't sure if they were going to let him in because they wanted to get in first. But I have a father figure that's coming in this moment in time. Not a very loud speaking person, would that make sense? Okay, let's see what he means by possibly. As he comes forward, I just feel I'm just so proud. I'm just so very, very proud of all that you have achieved through your life. You understand that, okay? But I wasn't able to tell you so. That makes sense, okay? Not because he didn't want to, but I just feel that he had difficulty understanding this. He didn't actually believe in this. Does that make sense? All right. So he's just trying to say, to him it would I'm not going to say what he would have said it would have been because he don't mince his words, does he? No. But I'm just going to say that to him it was just a load of twaddle, but stronger words. But I know that obviously being over there, he's realised the difference of what you do and what goes on here. But the energy that you contain within your soul, he feels that. He feels that energy. And he's very, I want to say he would normally be a man that would say whatever he wanted to say. And although he started off very quietly, his voice is getting louder, if that makes sense. But I feel louder in the sense of saying to you, I never thought my boy would do what he's done, and he's had to watch. So there's a lot of mixed feelings with him at the moment, in the sense of because he didn't believe in it. It did cause you a few problems. You understand that, because you've had this since you was a little boy. Okay, and I know you see spirit. I know you do. You have to keep it quiet, don't you? Yes. Okay, so he's just making me very aware that he is there, but he's just so very, very proud of you for all the things that you've done. I need to give you Michael, please. I'm just hearing a Michael or a Mike being called. And okay, and also a David, please. I feel David may be on earth. They're not putting him up there, so I feel he's on earth. But your father is just really saying, did he ever leave a watch with you, please? He's on about a watch. Okay, because he's talking about a watch of his, okay? And I feel it would have been a leather strap, not metal, just a leather strap. But I feel that he's glad that you've got that. But this communication with him wasn't so good because of what his beliefs were. You understand that? But obviously being over there now, he's just seeing exactly what you're doing. And he is immensely proud of you. Immensely proud of you, as our spirit. So I'm just going to leave that with you. It's all he wanted to pop in and say before he starts shouting at me. But he's just... Okay. I feel a tremor in his voice at the moment. It's kind of making me tremble a little bit with wanting to say more, if that makes sense. But I feel there's an emotion with him that he wouldn't have shown on earth, and he's got it now. And I'm trying to say to him, just control the emotion. But I feel that he can't, because you would understand that he did wrong by you in his eyes. Yes. Okay? But he knows that you are good. And that's all he's really interested in. Okay, so thank you, Tanya, so much for working with me. Thank you. I mustn't look at you because you're dad. Can I work with you, please, in the red jacket? Thank you. I won't move around. I'll try and stay still, all right? Well, no, I might fall over then. I'll look a right idiot, won't I? You know? Okay. Okay, what have I got with you? Who's coming in? Because they just told me to come straight to you for some reason, okay? I've got quite a few spirit here that kind of want to come in and maybe want to talk to you. Not that I'd be able to bring them all in, but you would understand that you are spiritually aware and there is a lot around you. You would also understand that... Are you trying to follow in this? Does that make sense? Are you sitting in a circle? Yeah? So you're looking to develop what you're doing, or you have developed it. You're getting there, girl, aren't you? All right? But you understand also, I'm just trying to wait to see who's coming in, but what they're giving me is there's a little bit of hesitation with you, with your confidence, okay? You just got to try and let that go and let them work with you and just bring that back into line. Does that make sense? Because you do have a really good gift, but you've got a lot of self-doubt within you at the minute and you're not quite sure which avenue you're going to be working to. Does that make sense? You've got a real... I know you can see spirit. And I know you can feel them as well. And your hearing is just starting to kick in. Does that make sense? But you keep thinking sometimes it's your mind thinking it. All right? But they're just saying to continue. I don't know who you're sitting with, but I know you have a good teacher, is what they're giving me, okay? It's not you, is it? Okay, just thought I'd check. Okay. I've got a grandmother again stepping in, but I get a motherly feel with this lady as well. Would you understand that? Mum is still here. Well, this could be Mum. Okay. Okay, right. I don't like working with two energies. I've got your grandmother and I have your mother here. Does that make sense? They're as different as chalk and cheese, the two of them. Does that make sense? And it's almost like a bit like, well, who's going to get in first to talk to you? You understand? Okay. There's... Okay. Your mum is of the gentler energy. Would that make sense? So Nanny's of the stronger energy and would say it like it was, kind of thing. Does that make sense? And sometimes it would be about careful what you say because she had ears everywhere, that kind of thing. You understand that? Okay? But your mum, I get her energy is very, very gentle, and I don't feel mum has been gone a long time. She's not given me a long time, but then there is no time over there. But in her eyes, she hasn't been gone as long as. You understand? And I know she draws close to you. And it's almost like she's wanting to kind of think about working with you as well. And I feel that you have felt that energy. You understand? But she blends with your energy really well for some reason. But I just get a really softer side to your mum. There were two sides to her, don't get me wrong, because she could hold her own. You understand? But I feel that she was a person that, she was a person that would do anything for anybody. You understand? And I just kind of feel that there was a lot of things that she didn't get to achieve that she would have wanted to achieve. You understand that? And I feel that spiritually, she was also quite spiritual in her own way. And it's almost like she's following you for your journey. Okay, so it's not her journey, but it is your journey. But I feel she's kind of guiding you down that avenue. You understand? Okay. Beautiful energy, a beautiful soul, your mum. You're very much like your mum. But her hair's a different colour to yours. She liked the red. Would you understand why she's saying then that you need to be doing that? They're offering hairdressing options now, yeah. A little, just to kind of uplift you a little bit, because there has been a bit of a rough time, you understand? This last 6 months have been a bit rough with you, and I kind of want to try and build your energy back up. And I feel that if you could do something like that, it would lift you, okay? And you would realise the direction that you're actually going to be going. You understand that? Your grandmother, she steps forward. It's almost like she would push you to do things. She was that kind of a person, you know, you've got to get this done and you've got to get that done kind of thing, whereas your mum would like, if you want to do it, you can, you know what I mean? But so they're completely different, the two of them, in that sense. But I do feel with your grandmother, she's wanting to let you know that you do need to look at some things that need attention. You understand that? Okay? But not to let it, they won't go away. So deal with it now rather than try and look at it for later. She's just saying that, you know, don't run away from it. Deal with it, and then your road's going to be quite calm. It's a bit rocky at the minute, but it will be quite calm. Does that make sense? Okay. Would you understand with your mum, I feel that there was an illness with mum, but I went before my time. You understand that? Okay. But you know, I just feel with her, she would have had a bad leg at some point because she's making my leg ache. So she would have had a bad leg at some point. But that never stopped her. It never let her think about anything because she was just so busy. You understand? You'd also understand why actually your mum, my voice is getting a little bit louder now, but you would understand that you're not eating as well as you could be. You're picking and nibbling, and she's not happy about that. I feel like if your nan had been here, she'd have said, you need all this food, because she was a feeder, okay? But you have to realise that it's almost like I've got two kind of energies here. It's like push and a pull kind of energy. Does that make right? And you feel that. You feel that energy as it comes in and pulls and pushes you. But what you've got to do is take control of that energy and think, this is me. I'm grateful for what you're giving me. But you need to ask them not to come a little bit too close to you, which they do, and it overwhelms you sometimes. So you try to work with one only at a time, and just say to them one at a time, because you can't deal with that right this moment. Does that make sense? Would you understand a child in spirit, please? They give me all the children in spirit tonight. There's loads of them. Yeah? Okay, you would have been a boy? Sorry? But it was a boy, so that's all they're telling me, that it would have been a boy, you understand? Okay? Sometimes they'll say a child in spirit around you or with you. It just depends. But you're like a big kid sometimes as well. Does that make sense? And I kind of feel with you is that you love life. Maybe not so much at the minute or have been, but you're beginning to get there. You understand? So you need to continue that journey, okay? But you need to look at yourself just a little bit more, and they're saying to you, yeah, all right, okay. Kind of pull your socks up a little bit, all right? And go down that pathway that is there for you, because it is a straight road now. The rock it's kind of disappearing now. So you need to go down that road and follow your heart. Don't follow what's in your mind. Follow your heart. It's the most important thing. You understand that? Who suffers with headaches around you? But just give me someone that's suffering with headaches, either you or around you. Send out some healing thoughts. Because you've got it, believe it or not. But obviously you've got a long way to go with that. But it doesn't hurt to do that. You understand? But there's also... Okay. Would you understand the name of Paul, please? Okay. Right. Which one are you? Okay. It's really difficult when you've got two of them going like that. But what I do feel is, as a young child, they're taking me back to you as a little girl for some reason. You were quite a shy little girl. Does that make sense? Okay. And you were quite happy to just play in the corner with your dolls and not have anyone else around you. That kind of, because that's who you were. I know you had spirit around you as a child, but they're just saying that's how you used to love to be yourself. But it did lead, permit me, but it did lead with just a little bit of bullying at some point in your younger life. But that soon phased out, you understand? And you began to find yourself again, okay? But still, sometimes where the self-doubt creeps in, you allow others to try and overrule you, yeah? You're trying to nip that in the bud if you can, all right? Just realise you have an energy with you. Realise that that energy is you, okay? And don't allow someone to step on your soul like that. So feed your soul with what you love and what you believe in, all right? So a lot of love to you. She does... Okay. Would you understand the memory of sweet peas? Yeah, memory of sweet peas. And yellow primroses I need to give you as well. You understand them too. Just an abundance of these flowers coming to you. But I want to say I need to put those colours around you as well to raise your energy here. All right. So thank you so much for working with me. God bless. It's hard with two energies. Everyone's so serious. Come on. Smile. Someone at least. Oh, dear. Everyone looks so... Where are we going? Barry, can I work with you? Nice to meet you. I have no idea who you are, apart from doing the camera. I need to give you a father in spirit, please. Okay. The gentleman steps in. I want to say he's not short. He's maybe up here somewhere. Okay. He does come in at the moment. He's dressed in a suit, but he said, I would not have worn a suit unless I was at a wedding or a funeral. But unfortunately, when a lot of mine come in, they have to dress up like I do. So he's in a suit, all right? But as he comes in, very strong energy with this man. Very strong energy. And he does... Oh, really? Okay. He's just saying I had a little bit more hair on my head than you. Sorry, I don't mean... Oh, just all right, okay. I wasn't quite sure how to put that one because he said I had a little bit more hair than he's got on his head. And I was like, okay. But he's kind of upright as he stands here. I feel he would have had a problem around this area, okay, as he gives it to me. And as... I want to say his passing was quite quick. Would that make sense? He said I was here, then I was gone. And he weren't particularly happy about it, so to speak. And I feel he's made that point known before. Does that make sense with you? But as he... Okay, I'm trying to feel his energy. Very strong energy with this man. Very strong energy. He's also... Okay. I know you're wearing glasses, but would you understand he wore them to read? Yes. Not just to see, but he only wore them to read, is what he's giving me, okay? But I want to say quite a reserved gentleman in the sense of he would be very reserved, but if he wanted to say something, then he would say it. Would that make sense? And he would just say it exactly how he wanted to say it. He wouldn't mince his words as such. But I feel a very, very literate person. I've got books everywhere. Would that make sense? He's just shown me lots and lots of books. Would you understand you've still got some of his books?
Might be in the family, but I'm not sure.
You've got a brother?
No. Yes, I have.
He's gone.
It's a more complicated story than you might think.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I get that, because he just said about a brother sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's all right. That's okay. But he's talking about some books are somewhere within the family, and I thought he meant there might have been one or two at yours, because you have got books at home. You might need to look, because he's saying to me, "You've got one of my books," and he didn't like sharing his books. So, and he's saying, "You've got one of his books." Yeah, something like that. He knows he can't have it back, but you understand, all right? But his energy is just really lovely. His energy is very strong. Is there military connections with him as well? Would you know? He's given me military connections. And he's also showing me some medals. And those medals are around somewhere, but they're in a box in a drawer. You might need to look into that. But you're saying there's definitely some medals around somewhere. They're not lost. I kind of feel what you're saying. No, they're in a box in a drawer, he's going. So it's like a brown unit he's showing me. That's all he's showing me, all right? He is immensely proud of you, but he wasn't the type of man to give you that, you understand? He was the type of person that he would have to shake his hand rather than give him a big hug sometimes. So every now and again he would allow it to happen, but not always. He was a little bit very reserved, would you understand? But nonetheless, his energy is really lovely. He's just got a very strong energy, but he's very endeared to you. So obviously he's watching what you've been doing and all the things that you've been doing, and is just in awe of your life. Things have not been too good in your life, you would understand, but he's just saying how you got through it, because there was a time when you realised that you're not sure whether you would. Would you understand? And it was a very bit of a dark time, I want to say, but you got through it. So he's really over the moon that you did, in that sense. Okay. Now, your twin, it's your twin you said, didn't you? You understand, you've kind of felt something around you.
I'm never sure, but I'm not saying this, I'm not saying no, it depends on my level of awareness.
Yeah, it does make sense, but your level of awareness. But your level of awareness is always there, but you just aren't connecting into it properly. Okay, that's all it is, because I kind of feel that he's not living your life, but it's like he's going through the good times with your life. But although the bad times, it's almost like, I've been there, brother, to hold you up, but you may not have been aware of it. Do you understand? Okay. But you have this, obviously I know you're a healer now because you got up to do some healing, but you would understand that's changing for you as well. I know so. It is changing for you, definitely, all right? It's getting a little bit more, the power of the energy that you're using, okay, is starting to come in, and it works. It's very strong. I feel it's very, very strong, because you heal from your heart, actually, and that's how they connect with you. You understand that? And I know you have a couple of guides that heal with you as well, and they are quite very strong. But you're beginning to feel another shift in the energy. Yes. Okay, so just watch for that, all right? Because it will almost be like you might not have so much control as you thought you had, but just let them in. Just trust them to come in, because the power it's really awesome. It really is. And yeah, when you're doing your healing, would you understand that if you actually can feel what's wrong with somebody, okay, and it's a bit like you can actually begin to start to look at them and know exactly where to go without them telling you where to go. It's like seeing it like an X-ray. You understand? That's how they show it to you. And that's going to get a lot more stronger. And the hands-on healing is going to take you into another level of healing. So just watch for that. Okay, it's quite exciting. All right. He'll come back and shoot me next year. But no, but seriously, it is wonderful what's coming for you. Okay, but just believe it's there and know that you can do this. Okay, without any doubts whatsoever. But your father is just, okay, he's just really wanting to salute you for whatever reason, because he is so very, very proud of you. Very, very proud. And you're walking in, okay, you're walking in footsteps that he would never, ever believe possible. So I feel with him, I'm not even sure if he believed in some of this, but there was a little bit of inquisitiveness with him about it. But he is so glad that you are travelling down that pathway, and you just need to make sure you stay on it. Okay. I don't normally do that. Okay. Normally men don't give me the flowers to give to another man. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But what he is giving, because I feel he was quite a gardener, or he loved his garden. Does that make sense? He didn't like anyone picking his flowers, though, but he loved his garden. You understand that? And I believe that happened at one point, and he was not very happy. But he just gives me this big bunch of white carnations, but with a red edge, like burgundy edge around them. But he's just giving them to you as a reminder. I loved my flowers in my garden. And you might need to have some in your home every now and then, and know that he's around. You have a photograph of him, he's telling me. He said, and I know you talk to me. He said, and I do listen. So just be aware of it. And he gives you thanks for saying good morning and good night to him every day. So thank you so much for working with me. Thank you. Okay. I'm not stopping you. Can I please, you two are together. I get a lot of, I'm really cold because I've got so much energy around me, but I get this heat coming straight at me with you two. Would you understand that? Are you both healers? I mean, I know you are, but I didn't realise you were because I saw you get up. But, it's going to fall off. Okay. Would you understand? I think they're showing me a centre. Have you got a healing centre or something? You teach healing, so it's like a centre, yeah? Is that nearer to your home, though? Because what they're showing me is your home area. You understand? You've also got this... Okay, what are you showing me? Okay. You're looking to maybe change something there. Would that make sense? Okay, let me see what they mean. I don't mean looking to change decoration or decor or anything like that, but I feel a change within the healing that you're doing. I feel a change of healing with what you're doing. There's different things actually coming in now. Would you understand? And I just feel a very strong energy that's going to be connecting with you, with your healing that you're teaching as well. Because you teach, okay, you teach from the higher realms as well. Does that make right? You connect with the higher realms as you're teaching. And there's going to be more things coming for you that you don't really understand right this minute, but it will be clear to you when it comes through, if that makes sense, okay? And they're giving me that within the next 6 months, that things will start to change within the healing side of things. But it's the energy that I feel that bounces between the two of you, and the energy that is around you. It's just this heat, but it's almost like a cold heat as well. So I feel that when you're healing guides come through. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold. Would that make sense? Okay. There's a very... Would you understand? I'm going to think it's an animal, but I'm going to have to say Dalai Lama, but a llama that works with you, not the animal, all right? The llama. Yeah, the llama, dressed in orange. But I see him in orange, but then it switches to purple. It's you, isn't it? Yeah? Because I feel him coming in, but he gives this sense of peace, this sense of serenity that he allows to kind of wash over me. And he does that with you, would you understand? And I feel that his energy is coming closer to you. So I feel that when you're working, he's kind of been in the distance a little bit, but he's coming closer still. Yeah? You got one of them singing bowls? You have, okay, because they're showing me a singing bowl, and it's like getting the right vibration first to allowing that to suddenly let that out. So I know it connects with both of you somehow, if that makes sense. But you just got to trust what's coming, if you understand me. I apologise I haven't got anyone, but it's just what my guys are wanting to tell you and what they're showing me. But I just feel that it's going to expand a little bit more. And there's going to be more clientele coming your way, for want of a better word, in order for the healing that you are going to be doing. Does that make sense? Okay. It's quite an electric heat. It's an electric energy, I feel, because as I connect with you, it's really electric sometimes. But at the minute, I know you need some healing, really quite drastically. Would you understand that? Yeah, there's lots more they want to get to you to get you back on your feet properly in order to continue doing what you do. You understand that? So I know that's coming, okay? So whether this is to do with him coming in and beginning to kind of expand the other energies that are there for you. And it's just, all I'm just getting really is to say that, sir, please don't worry about the energies that you're beginning to feel, all right? And the flutter in your heart, it's not palpitations or anything like that. It's just they're coming in a little bit closer, okay, to actually work with you. So please don't worry. It's nothing wrong with that, all right? It's just that they're trying to get you in a different way with the energies, okay? But just keep on doing what you're doing. But I do feel it will get bigger, okay? So thank you so much for working with me. And I can't finish yet because he's your dad. I totally can't be long. So can I work with you, please, Nick? He does this to me all the time. And Mum over there, okay? But as he comes in, he's just kind of coming in like this at the moment. And I just feel with him, as what he's wanting to say is the changes that have gone around you and the changes that have led you to where you are today took a lot of faith, I want to say, for you to get where you are at this moment. But you're not there yet. There's a lot more to come for you, he's going. But what he also makes me feel is, I know you know he's around you, but there's been a time where you felt as if he stepped back a little bit, which he has. He's not gone away, but he's kind of stepped back a little bit because he said there's so much going on around you at the minute, spiritually, that he needs to let that energy settle with you. You understand? Okay? It's really important that you understand that he hasn't gone and his love is still as strong as ever. But he's very proud of you to make the stand that you made and for you to know that it, coming from everyone over there, that it was the right decision that you made. He does remind me, he said, just because I gave it to you all that time ago, I was beside the point, but you understand that, okay? But what I do get with him is you still need to find that laughter in your personal life a little bit more, okay? Because everything is about your spirit and the things that you do. And you're very good at putting a mask on sometimes. And he says, now and again it slips. And that's when he's there, okay? And he says, I want you still to talk to me, even though you might not hear me, or sometimes you will. But what he's giving me is he's got his chest stuck out and his belly stuck out, kind of thing, but just to his full height, okay, just to say how proud he is of you, and a sense of, I can't explain it. He makes me go really cold and really goosey, and just his energy, because the love that he feels for you is amazing, okay? But not forgetting Mum, he does send love, Mum, okay? Much love, and he is around you, okay? Have you had a fall recently? You kind of half slipped and half didn't, because I kind of felt as if he ran to kind of catch you in his own kind of way. You understand? Okay? But he is sending such a lot of love to you. But no, he heard your thoughts and he misses you so much too. But you need to know that he is still there. Okay? And I want to just give you a big bunch of bluebells. I don't know why he's given me the bluebells to give to you, but he's just given me this great big bunch of bluebells and said, you understand, okay? And okay, and he's giving them. But Nick, but with you, he's saying, just, okay. He's wanting you to not slow down or anything like that, but you would understand that you need to make a bit of quality time for yourself. Would that make sense? Because you're here, there, and everywhere. You're doing this, you're doing that. But it's like, take a breath. Okay, he really needs you to take a breath and to know that this is important, what you're doing, but also as important is your life. Does that make sense? But you made the best move ever, he said, from what you did, and it took great guts to take that leap of faith, and he's so very, very proud of you for doing that. He said he was up there, he said it was all up there, just clapping and clapping and clapping when he finally did it. And that leap of faith has led you on the right path now. And that's as far, and you're going to go further. Okay. Why are you giving me that? I know he's still got his beard, hasn't he? He's still got his beard. He's showing me his beard. He went, I look just like a gnome. And I'm not sure what that means, but he's just given me a gnome to put in the garden somewhere. Does that make sense? And yeah, he's got bright red hat on as well. But he's just given me this gnome thing to go in the garden. And he said, if you want to call it Francis, you can. He doesn't mind, all right? But he's quite happy about that, to be honest with you. But he's just giving you so, so much love and just saying, you've got it, boy. And don't ever doubt yourself. Because as much as you are very confident with everybody, there's a little bit there and you need to knock it away. That makes sense? Okay. And I have to jump to Jack very quickly. Sorry. Okay. Jack, this is just, I haven't got anyone for you at the minute, but my guys just want to jump to you straight away. There's this sense with you of, I mean, I have seen some of the things that you've been doing, which is wonderful. And you should also be very proud of yourself at how far you've come to how you were. Does that make sense? And there is more coming for you, okay? And you know it, all right? But you would also understand your spirituality is creeping in now, and you're beginning to pick up things and you're beginning to sense things. So trust what you're feeling, okay? Use that intuition a little bit more, okay? Because it's going to guide you to the right openings. And I do want to say there's going to be another opening for you soon, if it hasn't already put his feelers out for you. There is going to be another opening. But I don't think you realise just how clever you really are. So you've got to start building up your self-esteem, please, because there is so much respect coming to you from Spirit for the work that you do. And it's like you're out on stage and that is you. Does that make sense? Yes. And you have a beautiful gift with the things that you do in normal day life, and it will come with you spiritually as well. But just hold yourself head up and let them see you, all right? And it's just a very short message because they're very, very proud of you. But continue doing what you're doing because you're doing an amazing job. And I look forward to maybe trying to see what else you're up to during the year, all right? But all good things, all right? So thank you so much. Thank you, both of you, for working with me. And I'm sorry, but I've got to stop now. I do apologise. I really hoped I could get around some more people. It really has been lovely being here, and I hope you have enjoyed the evening. And it's just to say thank you so much for supporting Nick and all of his friends in Littleport Church. So thank you for having me. Thank you.
Now you might not remember this, but I'm about to tell a little story. Well, I think we can all rest assured and be guaranteed that there was wonderful evidence there, and I'm going to back that up by a little story. Because a year ago, this church was reforged and reborn into the Independent Spiritualists Alliance. A year ago, I was given a message by a medium. Now, everyone knows that I'm always very cautious about the whole fortune-telling side of our way of life. I like to tell the story about standing at the top of a tall building and looking to the horizon, and that's what spirit can do, because I like to be careful with things like that. But it doesn't ever mean that I don't believe in what spirits say. So when I sat just there about a year ago getting a message, I got a message from a medium who said, do you know, I really think that between the next 3 and 6 months, you'll be moving on to something different. Well, it was less than a month before I was told that I was being transferred to Peterborough. Less than a month before I made a decision that would change my life forever. Less than a month before I gave my 3 months notice and left my full-time job. That medium was this medium. So Linda, thank you. Because I think if it... Exactly, and I know everyone was on at me, and I know everyone was, you know, oh, you can do it, but without all of you. And look, my address I always mean, but tonight, everyone is part of a church. Everyone is an equal brick and mortar in the building that is the church. Without all of you, I wouldn't have done what I've done. Without you all supporting, kicking, beating, harassing, cajoling, and strong-arming me to do things, I would be nothing. But it did begin very briefly with a kick up the backside from my father through that young lady there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Ray. And yes, I did just mute that. Well, friends, thank you all. And of course, a big thank you to the lovely Reverend Alan, who officially has left the building and gone to bed. Bless his heart. And that reminds me that we have some notices, of course. So this coming Sunday is the continuation of our workshops. That's what we was talking about. So the workshops, I know she does plenty of other things as well. She's very active herself. They all are, to be fair. It's brilliant. So this coming Sunday, we have our workshop called Divining the Divine. It is from 11 until 4. It is just £15 in this very hall. Lunch is included. I've already been strong-armed yet again. There will be a wonderful big bowl of soup coming among other things as well, which will be arranged tomorrow because I'm going to go shopping. So there will be food, there will be spirituality, there will be upliftment, there will be laughter, there will be love, and I will come in early and make sure that the heating is on. So that is this Sunday in this very hall. Of course, the following Sunday, we've touched upon it. Normally, the drumming circle would be over in that corner. But this time, it is not. It will be the equinox. It will be, yes, I know, darling. I'm building it, Barry. I'm giving it a big build up. Do you know, if you, I tell you what, if you're out, you can come in the kitchen with me on Sunday. Apparently, you're supposed to be a very good chef. Well, no, but you had your own TV show once, didn't you? Oh, she does. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? So there we go. Cross between him and Winston Churchill when he says I am. That's all the ones that you owe me from last week. He's running, look. But no, in all seriousness, it is the solstice in 2 weeks, Sunday. Or not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, I should say. It's not quite 2 weeks. And that coincides with the drumming. And the Earth Star project in Milden Hall, there will be teepees and a fire pit, and the drumming circles going there to bang away next to the fire pit and in the teepees, and it's going to be so exciting, and it's going to be fantastic, and it will be there. See, that's what a build-up is, Barry. But that is really something special to look forward to. And he's also working on something else in, is it June or July? I think it's June, isn't it? There's something else he's working on in June as well. So plenty of exciting things to come. But of course, first, we've got the workshop on Sunday. Divining the Divine is the title, and I'm sure they'll tell me what it's about by the time we get there, as is their wont. If I need to bring anything, I will. But yes, so workshop this Sunday, drum healing, and drum, I don't know about the time, because it's probably not going to be the same as normal, is it? But he'll be here next week, so you can just harass him, you know. But yes, so two very busy weeks. And of course, next week, our medium will be Sue Breen. I'm right, innit, Mum? Yeah. I was going to say, she ain't corrected me, so I must be right. So next week, we've got Sue Breen. But of course, a big thank you once again to this week's medium. The lovely Linda Ray! Now, the moment that everyone waits for. The moment that everyone gets excited about. It is time to reveal this week's Bully's special prize. Oh, changing colours again. There you go. Bright orange. It's not just orange, it's bright orange. So this week's Bully's special prize, which can be won as part of the Raffle, is encaustic art by Hannah. And I'll tilt it in the light and everything so you can get different looks at it. But if you are at home, or you do go home and go online and look at the video at this particular point, you can now hit print screen and have your own copy whether you win it or not. And this, you can get... Oh, hello. Oh! There's a dragon there. There's a dragon there. Hey. I might have that one. It's dragon, look. It's a dragon. I keep telling everyone there's a dragon, because there is one. But there we go. Wonderful. Well done. So, it's another quote from Babylon 5, I'm afraid. It's just that I do so love dragons. Friends, thank you all for such a wonderful, uplifting evening. And so we are going to say goodnight to everyone who is watching online. We've still got a few of them. We've got Michelle. We've got Facebook user. Hello, darling. We've got Shelley still with us, bless her heart. Daryl's having the night in because he couldn't be bothered with helping moving the stuff back upstairs. It's not staying upstairs anymore. It's coming back down, love. You're fine. You can come back. But everyone's joining in. And there's Trace, my lovely Trace. Healing to you and Mum, of course. So we've got everyone watching at home, but it's time to say goodnight. But first, of course, let's join together and close this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together and unite under your banner of love, of hope, and of friendship. We thank you for the opportunity to reach out to the world of spirit, for all those that we thought we'd lost to step forward and simply say hello. And of course, as we go out into this world, we ask for healing to be sent to all those in need. And in times of need for ourselves, of course, Great Spirit, we ask you not to move the mountain. Just give us the strength to climb. Until we meet again in your name. Amen. And so now we will say good night to everyone who is at home, because we're going to have a raffle and then do what we said in the address, remembering that Spirit ends with tea, but you can have coffee as well. We're not prejudiced against drinks. So there's tea and coffee in the kitchen. But first of all, after 3, we will say good night to everyone at home. 1, 2, 3. Good night. And God bless you all. Hit it, maestro. And